Hi and welcome to the channel where we are storytelling and role-playing in Crusader Kings 3. This is my House Korp series where we are playing as the King of Sweden, King Askel. He is the third in line of our house and he is considering himself something of a reformer. He has united the Norse people in Scandinavia, conquered large parts of England, reformed our faith. This was work that was started long before his reign, mostly by a woman named Mare of House Munzer. But he was the one who laid the final touch on this reforming our faith. And this was a way to ensure that our way of thinking, our polytheistic religion, wouldn't be swallowed up and overrun by the monotheistic Christians down south. And now he is working on transitioning our society into a feudal one. He is having doubt, he has mixed feelings about, going into feudalism. He is a philosophically inclined man, so he can see that with a tribal society without private ownership of lands and such, that this has its benefit, but it is reflected in the game, in our culture here, that we will soon be unable to get new innovations because you need to be feudal. So he really can't find a way to progress our world and our society without transitioning into feudalism. So there is no way to build an alternative history where you can of course stay tribal, but it's a game. It's a video game, so we kind of need to advance through history, and becoming feudal is the only way, even though he has mixed feelings about this. Feudalism is a less free way of life than the tribal one. That's what he's thinking. But he has a kind of high opinion of himself. This is the kind of person I developed him into. He thinks that his high learning and astute intellectualism makes him, to put it bluntly, smarter than the rest of the people. He's a shy man, so he's not really. He has a hard time understanding people and how they socialize and such. But he has a good mind for philosophy and ideas and this kind of stuff. So that's the man he is. There, in the recent episodes, there's been a lot of storytelling where he has discussed this with his son here and also with his wife. So if you're interested, you should just go back and watch. And if you're new to the channel, as you understand by now, this is not about playing as effectively and as good as possible. It's about role-playing, so I will take my character's traits into consideration, and most importantly, I think the story I am building. Written parts will appear on the screen with storytelling. You just have to stick around if you haven't been here watching before, and you will get the hang of it. Right now we are down in France raiding, and there's still plenty of room for more loot in our raiding parties, and we will fill them up and we will bring them back home, and then we will see about transitioning into feudal society. I did some stuff with less important people in between episodes here, so that's what's coming in on the screen now. And here's an event: irrigation. There are far stretches of unsettled land in the chiefdom of Dal, often blamed on unsuitable terrain. Mayor Stuart, Countess Asta, has suggested that an irrigation project might make it arable and thereby valuable. Right, so this is an event. I think it is connected to that he's doing the stewardship lifestyle. He wants to build up the development in our ancestral home of Westgötland, and Chiefdom of Dal is part of that duchy. And here is my Stuart, Countess Asta of House Trolley. She has been around a long while. My grandfather and his wife, they had a good laugh at her. In her younger days, she was something of a you can see the word here on the screen now. She was married to a man of House Stake, who is the father to these children here of House Stake. House Trolley, they will not survive. But she was having an affair with her husband's brother and the king, my current character's grandfather and his wife. They had a good laugh at this. So she is one of the eldest characters of importance in our realm now, my Stuart, Countess Asta. So I can spend some gold and design an aqueduct, which will increase development growth in Chiefdom of Dal. Sounds appealing. It is quite expensive, but and I might get a stewardship lifestyle perk. I can say we need a ditch and soil network. It will give Chiefdom of Dal also development growth, but less than if I do the aqueduct one. Or I can say that land is unsettled for good reason. Now, this kind of fits in the story. I think it was the last episode, or maybe the one before that. Anyway, in a recent episode, my king Askel, he took a ride down here to the river mouth with his son, and they were watching how thralls, workers, slaves, led by Dutch architects, because our culture is a hybrid culture with the Dutch by now, and they were diking out farmlands from the swamps down here. So this sounds like something that is going on, and also aqueducts also kind of fitting. These parts here, Dal, they are today probably most famous for I forgot the name now, but it's an aqueduct, but where the river goes, so it's a bridge for a river. I will try and look it up what the name of this is. Yeah, but today there is this famous structure here where a river flows on a bridge over a valley or something. I remember it from little school geography lessons. Well, so it's fitting, and even though we are trying to amass money to become feudal, but our raiders, they will return with so much money that we can lose 150 here and get this new aqueduct. And let's see where she is also increasing development in Dal, Asta. So this will just make that a little bit more effective. We have for most parts, I've been increasing development here in my main holding of Västergötland, but since it is now so much higher in development than the surrounding counties, it will take forever to increase it further. So it's better if she works on the neighboring counties here. But it's starting to look like a cultural and developed place to live in. Development of 18, it's matching the likes of the surroundings of Paris down here. It can't compete with the real metropolitans of the world, of course, but we have the same development as Giza here, and almost the same as Cairo. But there are, of course, bigger places, but maybe we in the north of Europe, this is the cultural center where everything happens. I like it. Right. And where my raiders, they need to raid more. Oh, I captured a major here. Yeah, sure, ransom him for 15. And here's a follow-up event. I like follow-up events. Running over budget. My appointed assistant architect has come to me requesting that I spend even more on my aqueduct project in Chiefdom of Dal. Surely you yourself can see that any construction project would be expensive under these conditions, my lord. Right, so my architect wants more money. I already spent quite a lot. I can ask Asta to find me a replacement, which would be a stewardship challenge that I will only have a 26% chance of succeeding in, or I can spend more gold and get a 31% chance of succeeding. I don't think that these 5% chance of succeeding, or it will complete the project. The spending 150 gold will increase my chances by 5. No, it's not worth it. I will see if Asta can find me a better architect. It was troubled constructions. It was alright because it means that at least the project continues. There are some betrothed who can marry. It is a distant relative, Rodgeir. He is the son of my cousin, who was the son of the former king of Aquitaine, right, and this Toulouse woman. And he can marry this Ulfing girl. I think House Ulfing, they were the ones who ruled Östergötland a long time ago. I think that this house is now unlanded, but the name still carries some weight, so and he is not a very notable corp, so sure. There is some force gathering here. Maybe the King of France is trying to get something together to oppose us, so it's best I send this force here. It is led by Gyda, so my sadistic, ambitious daughter. So she probably saw that there were rich loots here and the consequences be damned. She wanted it, but now it's best if she goes up to try and rejoin the other army up here, so that otherwise the King of France might try to pick her off and take back all that we have stolen. And here is a child born to Tordis of House Ivaring, and this is my friend and former ward, Vemundur. I was his educator when he was growing up, so I'm keeping an eye on him, following him with interest. He is so far away in our family tree that there's not even a name for the kind of how he's related to me. I think he is the grandson of a cousin. He has a child now who is handsome and hale. So his line, they've got some good genes going on in Vemundur's line here. My son learned the Dutch, that is good, and there's a scheme at court where someone is trying to murder this courtier, Ethelreda. Courtiers, they're always plotting to kill one another. He is the one he was sent off to the Varangians, I think, yes. And here is more with this irrigation, troubled construction, resources delivered to the wrong places, structures not matching what I had in mind. Which part of the order build an aqueduct the way I want it is so hard to follow. I can take on some stress, get the stewardship challenge, which I will have a 90% chance of succeeding in, or I can conscript peasants. Askel here, he's always been an ambitious man, with a very high opinion of his own intellectual abilities. So I think I will take on this stress here and manage to work myself. And I completed the project, that is great. And also to celebrate this, my wife gave birth to a son, Einar. He is quick. I have many children now. That's good. And here is this event, Fire and Blood. It's has to do with that, the fact that we're raiding. The settlement of Calais, an important stronghold, has fallen to my raiders. We have the run of vast tracts of land and many of the quivering subjects and shining treasures of Count Alfgeir to choose from. The troops stand ready, awaiting my command to give them direction. So here is I, and here is this Count Alfgeir. He's a Norse turned Catholic, holding on to these lands here. I can say, bring me bounteous plunder, which will give me more loot and prestige, or we have taken enough already. No, we are raiders, so we will plunder. I got some new artifacts. I got this warhammer. It is not better. It's kind of. It will increase the raid speed. That could be useful right now. So yeah, let's switch that out. Then Siegfried's warhammer. I suppose that you can in this here that you can min-max things a lot, both here and in your court, where you can choose what kind of artifact or regalia is suited for or whatever it is you're doing at the moment. It's not really my playstyle, but you should. I'm sure you can use this in this way if you're so inclined. I also got some armor here, so I'll give this away to some relative. Who shall we give this to? Let's give it to Ulfkel here. He was very important when we were reforming the faith. He can have this armor. Here you go, Ulfkel. I'm not sure if he's gonna use it, but he deserves it. And here's another prisoner to ransom. Great. Pretty much looks like we've taken what can be taken from France without faction. It's some Dutch Catholic populists. These factions are a nuisance. But yeah, it looks like we've taken what can be taken from France here without us marching through attrition, and that's never a good idea. There's another prisoner to ransom. But she is pregnant. So we shall just wait to ransom her until she has given birth to her child. Then we can ransom her offspring as well. So how much loot are we carrying? Quite a lot. We are close by to home, so can just go drop it off and then maybe go somewhere else to raid. Looks like Aquitaine is in disarray, so maybe we shall go down there. But yeah, let's go drop our loot off first. Bringing life with this irrigation event. I am present to witness the last stones being placed in my new aqueduct in the chiefdom of Dal. My steward holds out a cup and catches the first few drops of flowing water before offering it to me. The ground is still hard and inhospitable and much work remains, but the water is fresh and will in time bring new life to the soil. As the rivulets become a stream, I reflect on all that my work has taught me. Even decades from now we will reap the reward for this. Right, Dahl got some good bonuses and I got a stewardship lifestyle perk. Take a look at this. Yeah, I am working my way down here to centralization and architect to be able to build up my realm once we go into becoming a feudal society. Looks like all the wars going on down in Aquitaine has taken its toll on the lands here. Maybe we shall have to go further away to loot and pillage then. There's usually some good loot to be had down here. It's time for a holiday in the sun. I want a holiday in the sun. I want to go to the new... Let's go and raid the Mediterranean. Oh, here, look, this is the one I was talking about. She gave birth to Svein here, and he is worth 50 once his father can afford it. And that means that he can get I will ransom his mother, and then they will have to get the 50 gold needed to ransom their newborn son as well. That's how nice we are up in Scandinavia. Here's another one. He's worth some gold. Someone formed a hybrid culture between Occitan and Breton, right? Oh, and here are some trouble. Here, we will not stand for your vile oppression of good Anglo-Saxon Catholics any longer. Our time is now at hand. With St. George guiding us, we will rise up and free ourselves from your heathen rule, says this Beorfrit of the populist uprising. I can just say, fine, I have no need of such quarrelsome subjects, and just give them their freedom. Oh, I can say, you want freedom, you shall have it in that. And I think there's so an obvious choice here, right? You will be free, and he's a Catholic, so he probably believes that there's something good waiting for him once we set him free, right? I think that will have to wait until the next episode. If you are enjoying my storytelling and role-playing, a subscription, a like, or encouraging comment encourages me to keep on telling my stories. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope I will see you soon. Goodbye.